Welcome back to Heavy Haul HQ. My name's Gabe. I'll be your host. We're having an exciting week this week. Let me go show you a few of the coolest projects. We just got one of them stacked up right here, and this one is a banger. So both of these are fully spec'd out, kind of fully loaded as you would call it, and some of the most beautiful trailers. You've seen one of them in the last episode, this Trail King, but this is how we're gonna send it to where it's going. It's going up in the Northeast to a company called JLS Specialized. Really nice guy, charming guy named Joe is the owner up there. They do heavy wrecking work, heavy haul. So you can see what they've got on the bottom is a Landau 440. Oh, let me show you something. They're no longer gonna put 440B or 455B. They're basically gonna just put 440 from now on. And if you look all the way around to the front, on the front nose of your Landau, that's where your VIN plate will be. The first part, 1LH440, indicates it's a 440 model. And then you can see it still has the B, and then these last 5 are your serial number. But that B is still, you know, the model of 440. But this thing is fully spec'd out. He's opted for right-way scales. Let's take a look at them. So they got two little safety latches here, and then it's gonna be a digital unit. So that's gonna be cool. It's got a little safe little box. I do like that. I wish Airway had an option like that. So Airway, if you're watching, get us a safe box like that. I like that. I don't know if we need it, but we'll want it. We like it. And then you can see they got aluminum wheels on the top one. That top one's gonna be 60-ton rated. And then the Landau on the bottom is a traveling axle, and it's gonna be 40-ton rated. He's opted for steps on both sides and a big old 30K winch. So this is a Braden. It's got telematic, you know, GPS tracker. This massive, I guess this would be considered a slip hook, with 5/8 chain. Look how big that chain is. That's 5/8 chain. So that's all you would need for a 30K capacity. So 30,000 pounds capacity on that winch. That upper one is gonna have a hydraulic flip axle. So that whole axle, when you're not using it, can flip back up via the hydraulics. And then when you need it down, just flip it down with the hydraulics. So that is really impressive, really cool. We can kind of see the underside here, all the airbags. One of the things that stands out the most on this bottom trailer is this really great epoxy. As you saw in the last episode, we tested some of this epoxy. This stuff holds up great. We got the epoxy and the hardener. We got it mixed up in our little paint cup, and we're gonna dab it on with the brush. There's multiple ways to apply it, and this is just one of them. We're just gonna kind of put it on there thick and then give it some texture via kind of a stippling method, is what I would call it. I mean, look how thick and how grippy that stuff is. And he's got center keyhole tie downs, and he opted to have the anti-slip paint or epoxy put in the middle as well. We just got done stacking it all up. We put the neck on the top, so that way we're not hanging off the back, not hanging off the front, and it's all kind of on there nice and tidy. And he's not, unfortunately, going to be able to pick this up by himself. So we're having a shipping company, you know, power only load is going to ship this out. That's one for United we're fixing over there. It's kind of a similar color to the blue, huh? Really pretty. We also had a really cool project in the wash bay. Fundamentally what it is a wash bay. We're actually painting a trailer. We've sandblasted it and painted it, and it's coming out pretty good. Let me show you around it. You can take a look. I got interrupted for a second. Somebody came and was paying for a trailer that they had purchased, but this is the one. And you know, bear with me, because when this thing got here, and I should have showed you the before and after, but I didn't know if I'd be too proud of it or what it would be like, because it was rough. So you can kind of see down in here how thick the rust was on it and everything. But I think when it's all said and done, you know, we got it out here in the wash bay now, it's gonna look good. We tried to get the, you know, the brunt of it onto the body. We're still gonna hit the cross members with some extra primer and everything. But when I tell you, I mean, look at the condition of the drums. This thing had been in some salt and some rust. I mean, they got stuff welded all over it everywhere. It's out here and it's gotten a little dusty. But you know, one of the things I liked on it, let me see, can I find them for you? Got the pin-on axle going. And it's gonna be like a titanium white, almost like a light gray. This is what the customer wanted. We're doing a big heavy haul floor job in bay 4. So this is 2x12 Apatong. But let me show you these cylinders that are going on that white trailer. It's gonna have the cylinders in this maroon, metallic red maroon color. We're gonna do the hammer plate in a maroon color. And then the outriggers all down the side of it are gonna be this maroon color too. So that's pretty cool. A lot of fun to see. Let me check out these floor jobs they got going on here. They're shutting up the shop for the day. I didn't even realize it's already a little after 5. But yeah, that'll be 2x12. They'll get it bolted down. And bay 3 is getting the whole, this thing looked beautiful a second ago, but now we have all the holes drilled in it and everything for this floor job. So on the one that's in bay 4 is rough sawn, apatong, but on like your step decks, flatbeds and everything else, it'll have this type. This is called shiplap. Some people call it tongue and groove, but it's a misnomer because this is actually shiplap. And what that allows you to do is, as all the boards meet together, they create a watertight barrier in more than one way. So basically, whenever you've got water coming up from your wheels on like a step deck or flatbed, it'll keep water from getting on your load. But it's kind of a double-edged sword because I'd rather the water be able to wash through, but then you're gonna sacrifice water coming up. And if you have a tarp load, that could cause you big problems. I've always wondered to myself, why don't we just get blunt cut? This stuff over here is rough sawn and blunt cut. And it's gonna be a lot easier to install too. So, but I asked one of my guys, I asked a lot of guys and they didn't know why it was like that. And then finally somebody gave me an answer that made sense. They had given me some answers before and it just didn't make logic sense for me. But whenever they told me it's to keep water from coming off the tires and going up, that made a tremendous amount of sense. So give me a few seconds, we'll roll into the next part of the video. So we got Specialized Transportation Solutions here. They got the Landau 930 floor job pulled out. Let me show you what we got going on with this. Basically, the axle broke. More or less, the axle broke. Let me show you what I mean by that. So axle, it's running as a 4 in a row. Axle 1 and 2, fine. Axle 3, not so good. Kind of strange. I'm gonna kind of look at it first time myself. He says, I think they attempted a repair at it. Yeah. So if you look right down there, you can see on the axle tubing, it's been welded, and that weld is, as you would understand, is obviously gonna fail again, and it's already started to fail again. So, very interesting. But they got it chained up, and the only thing they got on here right now is they got a Jeep.
Yes, can you check the...
So this is a Fontaine 55 MX, but it sounds like Ridewell has covered it under warranty, or either the customer may be paying out of pocket. I'm not 100% sure on that. But what I do know is that we got the whole new deal here. New trailing arms or beams, suspension beams, new airbags, brakes, drums, and most importantly, that whole new axle. Yeah, new brakes, new drums, new everything. It's to be like brand new. So that's like a little Joe Dog 2-axle Jeep. So he's got a short flip neck on there. It's a little 24-inch. I think they call it a 23-inch flip box. 55-ton trailer. This trailer is an extendable, and later on in the video I'm going to show you a brand new, even cooler extendable that I got coming. This one will go from 29 to 50 foot in the well, but you can put inserts and stuff like that. This is a Gen 1, so you can see it has little humps back there. So it's pretty much going to be stuck at 29 foot, and then when you extend it open, it'll go to 50 foot. He's got a Kalen Cyber Jeep on it. See the little Kalen DOT tape. So we're gonna get this in the shop, get it repaired, and then check out their truck. Pretty big truck too. See on the side though, it says Auto Travel Express W990. I do like that color. Oh look, it's got a little deer. This little thing here can scare the deer away. Yeah, nice truck. But yeah, later on in the video, it should be sometime later today, but for you it'll just be in a few short moments, we got a Trail King 55-ton super stretch that's coming in. And it's really one of a kind. You don't see them very frequently, so I'm excited to show you all that. And then I wanted to show you all one other thing too. Over the past few months, a lot of people have sent us free stuff, and so I'll usually try it out. This one I think is really cool. It's a little mini dash cam made by VIOFO And they actually had some pretty big influencers, you know, showing these things, and asked me if we would like to show it off. And I said, yeah, because a lot of my truck driving friends, these things will save your tail, and if you make content, can be tremendously amazing. But they have this wiring kit. This thing is amazing. The dash cam itself is really cool. And what I was thinking, I went ahead and installed it in my Jeep. So we got a Jeep SRT here. It's not a semi truck, but it'll do the same thing. And then inside the Jeep, I've already got it set up because if I get into a collision, I want to be protected. But I have a GoPro here that I've always had. I have a Pioneer brand dash cam right here, and then I mounted the VIOFO right there. Super easy to install, and the wiring kit allows you to connect it right into the fuses. So it actually turns on, and I'll show you that. It turns on as soon as you hit the ignition. So we hit the start button.
Recording started.
And it'll indicate to you that it's started recording. So what I want to do is I want to compare some of this footage versus the GoPro or the Pioneer cam. So let's take them on a quick test run. We got the GoPro 4K, and then check out the quality of these other ones, or at least we'll get the VIOFO in there. We'll take it on a quick drive up the street. We actually have good lighting condition today because it's kind of an overcast day out. Let's see how the video compares between the GoPro and the VIOFO. See if we can see these license plates coming up ahead of me at the stop sign. And he's got kind of a cover over his license plate. See how clearly we can see some of these semi trucks going down the highway. You can see we're passing back by TM trailers. Got trucks, trailers, box vans, box trucks, all going up and down the interstate. You can see this guy's going kind of slow in the right hand lane. Then we got a broke down vehicle on the far shoulder. Plus, I feel like some of the benefits is going to be whether or not it shows you the speed, GPS coordinates. Like for instance, with the GoPro, I got to turn it on every time I get in the car. But what I wanted was to have really high quality footage in case something happened. Or for me, most of the time, you know, I'm not that worried something's going to happen, but I want content. And so for all of y'all that are making content, this is an easy way to get a lot of views. There's stuff that's just naturally happening on the roadway every day. Crazy stuff happens, interesting stuff happens. You might see a really cool truck. You might see a really cool trailer going down the road. I can't even see, this guy doesn't even have a license plate on his. Nothing. He's just running butt naked up and down the street. I mean, look at this little 5-minute drive and how many different events were happening. You got this guy retightening down his load on the side of the road. You'll be seeing people out here running trucks with flip-flops, the whole 9 yards. You name it, you're going to see it. And your dash cam is going to capture it and could keep you tremendously safe. See this guy coming on my side of the road. So that was pretty cool, fun trip. Let's see how the footage looks. We're pulling back up to the shop now. All the lovely trailers. I'm so excited, I'm getting tongue-tied. Check this out. Taz, come on. Come on, boy. I think he's hot. Check out this little dog. Taz, come on. Come on, Taz. Look at this guy. He's a little killer. Taz, don't bite me. Oh my God, don't bite me on camera, for the love of God. Look how happy he is. Oh, that's a good boy. He's a good boy. That's Taz. He's with Power Only Transport, and they are bringing me the trailer I was telling you. Yeah, tell them about it, Taz. This is the Trail King 55-ton super stretch. It already has a massive flip box on the neck, 7 adjustable ride height settings on the neck, all hydraulically controlled. And why they call it a super stretch is it goes from 34 to 60 in the well. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let the driver unhook from it and everything. I'm gonna hook up to it, and then I'll kind of show you around it and what makes it special. I hope I didn't lose you up to this point, because this is the coolest part of the episode that I can think of. This is where we're gonna demonstrate the 55-ton Trail King Super Stretch. I just want to show you what it can do. So down in these two hatches right here, you can see right here there's a little hatch. You can open it up. We went ahead and took out the safety pins. Down inside there you can see there's a brake chamber, or a service chamber more specifically. On this side you can have it two styles, E-chain or disconnect. This is a disconnect one. So we're going to unconnect the air and electrical lines, and if you had like a hydraulic fourth axle, you could disconnect the hydraulics as well. It's brand new. It is in there very tightly, and you can see these are your little safety locks there, and boy, that is cool. It's got the what do you call that, horizontal pins with the lugs in the more upright position, so it's shimmable and modular. That way you can put different plates in there. You can see this one has a little thin, what I'm estimating at 1/8 of an inch shim plate. The bigger shim plates you put in there, the more weight it's going to apply to the back axle. And when you're stretched 60 foot long in the well, that's going to matter, because if you had 17,000 on your first axle, 20,000 on your middle axle, and 23 on your last axle, you're too heavy there, too light there, you would take out a shim and it would allow more weight back onto that front axle and so forth. If you put a bigger shim, it's going to apply more weight to the back axle. We got all our air and electrical disconnected. Now we're going to go in here. There's a little switch, an air toggle switch, and it'll pop those rollers open. It's usually right here on the back side. And then you see those air chambers, popped the pins open. From there, we're going to go ahead and back the trailer up just a hair, because it's a very long trailer. All right, and then we already got it unlocked. We're gonna lock the trailer brakes. This thing is just incredible. Can you imagine being 60 foot in the well? Zach's gonna get it christened, open straight up. Oh man, they got some nice rollers in there too. Those rollers are nice. I'm gonna show you those in a second. Could you imagine 60 foot in the well? And boom, there you go. Brakes are locked. You got so much going on back here, and we'll get back to that. Let's go check out these rollers real quick, because I think they did something really nice. Yeah, look, the rollers have like these little blue spacers. I mean, that is a really nice quality of life change, so it doesn't scuff up your whole side rails and everything. These things, you know, are already hard enough to keep up with, but that is really cool. All right, let's get them to shut it back up, and then we'll get it reconnected and show you around the rest of it. Yeah, that thing slides smoothly. I mean, that's with my little bitty yard truck. That thing is very nice. All right, so some of the other speed run on the features is you have tire inflation system on all your tires. You have an incredibly robust overfill on all your stuff. You have airlift on that third axle, and this will be your overfill. So all your suspension can go up or down. 20-inch loaded deck height. All the keyhole tie downs down the side rail. Down the center rail, as you can see right there, that was added. And then 7 adjustable ride height settings on the neck. Spring-loaded ramps on the front. So you can see it has this little foot here, and a big massive spring down on the inside. So that'll help you when you're dropping or raising these ramps. See how it's got 3 fingers here, 5 knuckles there. That'll give you a total of 7 adjustable ride height settings. And yes, I know it sounds funny. It's because this one catches all 5, and the last 2 catch only the last 1. So it's basically 5 plus 2. So you have 7 ride height settings. Again, this one's amazing. 55 tons, 60 foot in the well. It's gonna be over length all the time, and it's relatively heavy too. This is probably one of my favorite trailers out there. It's really good for all these data centers and everything else. Good for enclosures and just long, heavy loads. 20-inch loaded deck height. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you need me for anything, don't hesitate to call 888-LOWBOY1. You can always click that little link in my bio. It'll take you to a landing page. You can say contact Gabe, or you can email me at gabe@lowboydealer.com. Let's go.
Yo, it's HEAVYHHQ. Rolling with the crew, moving those big loads. Yeah, you know how we do. We got the ribs, the power of the mic. From dawn to dusk, we own the night. Oversized loads ain't nothing but